Namaste. Before I jump into today's little offering and reflection, it is human nature for a man to be with a woman and a woman to be with a man, and for a man to desire a woman and for a woman to desire a man, because that is how we are designed. We need, at some point in our lives, we need to have the opposite sex there to nourish us. Do you understand? And with the way society was designed, it was designed to split us, to break up that natural. Think of it as two lungs. Remember, as humans, we are one organism. When we come into this earthly sphere, we become one with it. So we become a cell. And the only way that we can contribute to the nourishment of this organism is by being our authentic selves. The optimal vibration. Just think about it with your body. How will your body function best? When you eat the best, when you do the best, when you think the best. Do you understand? Then all of your organs, cells, your entire vessel being, your fascia, your nerves can just be at the optimal, and then you'll feel amazing. It's inevitable. Okay? So today I'm sharing the single mom dating and commitment boundaries, because as a single mother it's very important to protect yourself, because you're not only protecting you, you have now expanded, you have tentacles on this earthly realm, depending on how many children you have birthed, right? And so you're not only thinking about your survival, you're now thinking about the survival of these aspects of you. They are future generations. You are a mother of literally limitless potential. Whether it be 1 or 10 babies, you have limitless potential because you have now birthed another aspect of you. Right. So it is very important to protect yourself now. And now more than ever, you cannot be repeating cycles of leeches, because a woman needs a man. A woman does not need a leech. A woman needs a provider, a protector, a stable, safe, solitude companion. Do you understand? Just the way a man needs a wise, calm, resilient companion, because that they literally feeds him with life force energy so that he can keep manifesting, keep doing the masculine, the natural masculine expression, right? A lion has to do what a lion do. We can call the lion whatever names we want to call him. He's going to lay there and the women are going to go out and get food, because that's how it works for a lion. First time, the lionesses, that's just how they were designed. Only creation, obviously if we go and study it, we'll understand why they were designed that way. But creation knows why it designed each animal the way it has. And you need to go look up the buffalo. What an amazing, amazing creature, hey? Has killed so many poachers. Wow. I love it. Anyway, right? And it's very important as humans for us to restore balance, to stop going against creation. This whole clown circus that's happening called society is because some little poople decided, some poople made his trauma everyone's problem. Do you understand? And his envy, he allowed his envy, his fear, lack of self-worth to drive him, instead of facing these consequences of trauma inflicted by others and also just experienced. You can get different kinds of trauma. Some people bump their head, wake up, Dr. Evil. Do you understand? So it's not just childhood trauma that has brought us to this point, but it has played a big role, especially once the psychologists and scientists realized, oh no, see, this is what happens when you traumatize someone from a very young age compared to bumping their head. You feel me? And this is how you can use it to plant little claws into their psyche and control them through colors, music, media of all forms, actually. Even the clothing is poisonous. It's like, what the hell? You feel like a ping pong ball and there's like 10 bats around you. The clothing is poisonous. The stuff they call food is poisonous. The media is poisonous. The education is poisonous. You get what I'm saying? They're spraying stuff in the air. When you look up, you're getting poisoned. Then when you look down, they put GMOs in the ground. Some bullshit. Okay? So as I was saying, it's very important for the single mother to put self-preservation as a top priority before making money, before worrying about relationships outside your home. Self-preservation is top priority. Preserve yourself, preserve your little ones, and watch what happens. Okay, I'm living it. I'm seeing my life transform by focusing on myself, and automatically it extends to my babies. Right. So number one. Wait, before I get to number one, why do we need boundaries in this effort to preserve and survive as our lineage? Because remember, we most likely came from unstable households or absent fathers, right? So we know the effect that an absent father or abusive father had on us. And thus, we desire for our children to have fathers. Right? Right. Okay. Or I do. I don't care what nobody say. Me, I want my children to have a father. And they deserve a father, and they will have a father. And he will come at the perfect divine time, and it'll be amazing. Anyway, right. Hey, and I also need someone to help with the load. To look after 4 people 24/7. It's like being a artist manager, you know. But I'm managing 4 different artists with demands of all sorts, and they also have temperamental emotions, you know, and so I have to, you know, always look out for their needs. Oh, God help us. It's like, I'm telling you, being a mother, literally, when you embrace it and you dive in fully, it equips you with so much wisdom that you could be the CEO of a $1 trillion company. I'm telling you, you need to slow down a little, mommy, and just breathe and look back at what you've been achieving alone. Especially those who are still trying to work 9 to 5s. You know, I canceled that shit in 2015. I was like, I'm not gonna kill myself. Yeah, I'm in debt every month, working my ass off overtime, and I don't know my baby. My skin, my flesh, my blood is being sacrificed so that I can work this job just for the salary to go and bills down. Nah. You know how much stress relief from me when I let my bank car go? Choose your battles, my sister. Choose your battles. Right. So why are we setting these boundaries that I'm going to mention today is, firstly, we don't want to repeat cycles, as I mentioned earlier. Secondly, we don't want to contract any diseases. It is rife in these streets. And I am so grateful that in my relationships I was protected and I never, hallelujah. And when I think of the people that I interacted with, I was like, it was totally possible. Totally possible. They were not, you get what I'm saying, free for all sometimes. Do you understand? No dignity whatsoever. You know, I was so lost in the emotions that I, at those points, didn't think about that. I didn't think, oh, who was he with before me? You know, not once did I think, you know. And so it's very important, and that's why we work on self-development and stuff, so that we can prevent stubbing our toes again, because it's very sore, and I don't like kicking my toe. Right? So we don't want to contract anything, okay? Although I believe that anything is curable, we don't want to contract anything. That is why we are doing this boundary setting. Okay, intentional boundary setting. And yeah, other than that, it's protecting us, it's protecting our children, and it's also protecting our time, because time is precious. Okay, we don't need to be out here wasting time with the wrong people over and over. There's 9 billion people here. Let's work on ourselves so that we can magnetize the right. Do you understand? Okay. So number 1, 140 nkomo plus land plus stuff, aka a dowry. Re-invoke the dowry, and this dowry will not be paid to your family or parents, no one, because they did not have no part in your personal development and evolution and healing from your trauma. Do you understand? And if they helped you in any way, good for them, because where were they when you were getting traumatized as a child anyway? You understand? And I feel like as parents, we affect our children from more than anyone. So whatever choices a child makes as an adult is a reflection of something that happened in their childhood, no matter how perfect that household looks. It was either neglect, lack of attention, something. Do you understand? Okay? So this dowry is for you, my love. And it's not just for you. It's a way of the gentleman saying, this is how much this is me showing you that I value this union, that I see promise in this union, that I'm willing to literally invest. You know? Wow. Like, it's so deep. Someone showing you that, you know what, you are important to me. You're not just a maid. I'm not just here getting you because I need someone to cook for me. Because that's how traumatized some beings are. They think that a wife's purpose is to cook for them. They don't know that they're supposed to sustain her, listen to her when necessary, give her hugs. Respect, also very important. Attention, like, women need coddling, and you know, there's this, I've been watching black and white movies and there's this one song that I found in a few movies from the 30s, if I'm not mistaken, and it's like, what, every baby needs a daddy, can you be my daddy too? Oh my word. And like yesterday it popped into my mind, I'm like, oh gosh. But anyway, that's just what it is. You understand? Just the way the man requires certain things, like he needs that calm energy. He doesn't need nagging and instability and a dirty home and chaos. You know, somehow when he gets home, the kids must have used up all of the energy for the day and they must just be chilling, you know, reading, PlayStation, whatever kids, you know. I'm not really into gaming. I have zero tolerance for gaming. Ugh, it's so boring. It's virtual. I'm into real fucking life. Anyway, maybe I could sit and do like racing, like car racing. I could enjoy that, yeah. But maybe something stimulates the brain. But just gaming in general, not for me. Whatever people are raving about is usually, I'm like, ugh, such bad visuals. Okay, and so yeah, this the dowry. And you can set it up to you. You don't need to do. I'm into farming, and that's been my dream all my life. That I'm working so that I can have the funds to go into large scale farming, and not the farming that is controlled by GMO companies. Do you understand? Farming that's organic and that's in alignment with nature. You know, where the pigs eat the weeds at the side of your crops and stuff like that, and you grow like your ganja with your marigolds and indigenous knowledge, you know, beautifully unified with our modern innovation, right? So depending on whatever you're interested in, that's what you set your dowry at. That's whether it can be just straight cash. You have to deposit this, then we'll get married, blah, blah, blah. And but we're going to go through all the points, right? So firstly, set your dowry, girl, and go big, go home. Next, a full health screening. Now, we don't need to do the full health screening before the first date, okay? The full health screening comes before intimacy. And we don't need to go any deeper into that. We know why we're doing a full health screening. We both get it. We know what we're setting ourselves up for. And life is good. Do you understand? Nobody should feel offended in this day and age if you tell them, you know what, before we get intimate, I'd like to go for a full health screening. He should be happy because that protects him too. You understand? Anyone can say they're celibate, but are they really? You don't know. You understand? You won't believe how easy people find it to lie and manipulate. It took me 3 decades to accept it, but once I accepted it, I've been set free. And now it's like my energy repels the bullshit, because now I make sure that I don't lie, not even the smallest lie. You know, not even fibbing my kids or trying to bribe them and stuff. I'm even working on completely clearing that out, because it's been so deeply, manipulation and trickery has been ingrained in us. And me, as a child of creation, as a bushman, I know that I'm of integrity, I'm of economy, I'm of hospitality. So what bullshit is this? It was taught to me by those who attempted to enslave my lineage. Do you understand? Okay. So yeah, full health screening. Number 3, it is very important, not just because you have bambinos, it is very important that he respect youth. Okay? Red flag if he has an intolerance for teenagers. He was a teenager, he should know the pressures, and he should be able to have patience and understanding for a teenager, right? If he's gets frustrated at noisy kids running down, you know, he doesn't like, he's intolerant to little kiddies, he shouldn't be there. Run very far away from him, because here's the thing, he's most probably unhealthy because he's not taking care of his own inner child. The only way you're going to be intolerant to youth is if you are intolerant to your own inner youth, and that means he's most probably going to be aging quickly, and we don't want to be waking up next to frogs. Do you understand? Nothing against frogs, but I am here in this beautiful evolved state, and I deserve to be next to a being who is in such a state too. Do you understand? And plus we already kissed frogs, most of us. Anyway, endurance is number 4. He needs to have endurance in all the rooms of the house, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, and he needs to be able to endure courtship. He can't keep on putting you under pressure. Come in, you know I'm gonna marry you. You know I'm gonna marry you. Come, let's just once. Okay, just second base. It's like a small boy, as if he's never had sex in his life. If a man cannot abstain from sex for a certain period of time, then he's very mature and he has no control over his devices, and he's done. And then how are you going to have someone like that protecting you? If he can't even control himself, how is he going to control the perimeter? Do you understand? Okay. Anyway, number 5, chivalry and generosity. Like, it is non-compromising. We do not compromise on it. He needs to be taking care of you on everything. He needs to be showing you that, listen here, you are the prize. I know the value of a woman. I am an evolved man. I am an alpha. Here's the table, lay down. Okay? It mustn't be a thing of you going on a date on it with him, but you must figure out how to get there. You have to still go make plan for money. Or, oh no. Then you're dating, then don't be dating. Then just stay at home and keep on working on yourself. If he's not going to make sure that everything is taken care of because he knows, okay, I personally feel before we go on a date, we must know a little bit about each other. You know, we must have at least had a few conversations, blah, blah, blah. I'm in no rush because that, right? So before we go on a date, you must already know, oh yeah, she hasn't been on a date in years. She most likely don't got no going out shoes. I mean, she's a single mother of 4. I had a mother, I know how my mother was. Or, I mean, if you know, or ask questions. So you don't be bending over backwards to go on no date with nobody. You are the prize. I don't care what your mother made you think of yourself. I don't care what you thought of yourself. From today on, you are the prize. You treat yourself like it. I don't care what you think you look like, or what you think you should look like, or what you want to look like. Before you even get to that, you are the prize. Okay. He opens all the doors. Do you know I've been in relationships where I had to get out of the car and go open the gate at night. I'm like, you know, I wasn't even smoking
Dachadin, and I was so like, you get what I'm saying? So what people say about Dacha is actually not true, because I was so foggy back then that I literally tolerated that kind of treatment. He literally endangered my life. When I think back, so if someone had to come there, I was gonna be caught fast. These blossoms. Okay, if you all have a gate situation where the gate is not remote, he needs to get out of that car. He needs to go and open the gate. If he doesn't feel safe, he must take the key with him, you know. If he feels like the areas, and also like, why? Okay, I'm in one of those areas I can't talk a lot. Okay. Okay, right? So chivalry, generosity. He opens all doors and gates and things that need to be opened. Okay? Protect your nails. Protect your nails. Okay? I'm literally making big changes in my life so that I can protect my vessel, my skin, my nails as much as possible. Okay? And then number 6. 6 is the number of harmony. We save the best for last. There needs to be a spark. Once he can have all of these things in order. But if you do not have a spark, it will be like prison, honey child. Because any empress has her emotions fully evolved and developed, and she needs those emotions nourished. And if she's not with a compatible counterpart, then you know what I'm saying? It's like squeezing a sponge out. Do you feel me? Okay? So I give thanks. And I'm so glad I got to share this. I made a plan. I tried to do my normal TikTok voiceover, but it didn't work. It was like cutting and things. I was like, you know what? I'll just use my camera to record. And yeah, as long as we get the message out there. And until maybe I'll get a phone for Halloween, because I don't celebrate Christmas. Please buy me a phone for Halloween. That's August, September, October. Yo, that's so fun, eh? Sure. Because if you don't know, let me just tell you what happened. There's Blossom in my street. I give him my phone to fix the screen and the back glass, because it's Huawei. There's like a glass at the back and also cracked. He messes up the cameras, bruh. Like, so no, I haven't been able to record, and my son is using a mobile cell, and the camera's like, oh. Help me. Okay, to support me in any way, you can find my email in the description, and I shall see you next time.